Today's video, fake leads from Facebook ads. Do you have fake leads from Facebook ads? Here is the real reason that you're getting them. What to do about it if you have the fake leads coming in, okay? Fake leads from your Facebook ads, whether you're talking about the lead ads themselves or to a landing page, or you're driving traffic to a landing page, you're getting fake leads there. Comes down to two major reasons right here. Bots that come through your Facebook ads, fill out bullshit information on your form, as well as click fraud, okay? Bots being the much, much easier one to fix. I'll tell you how to fix that one, as well as on the click fraud side, what you can do to stop the people, your competitors more than likely, that are doing this to you right now. Bots obviously coming through, that's just a pain in the ass more than anything. If you don't want your CRM system or system where you're tracking your leads, get flooded with bullshit, you can actually add more forms or fields to your contact form to prevent this, okay? Or CAPTCHA would be the other way to do it. Now, as far as the click fraud though, it's a totally different ballgame. How you can fix the fake leads from coming through your Facebook campaigns, okay? Now, if you drink the Kool-Aid, the companies that have click fraud software like ClickCease, like ClickGuard, they're going to tell you that all you need is their click fraud software, and then they're going to get rid of all the fake leads coming through your account. Click fraud software is going to do nothing against a halfway sophisticated click fraud attacker or person who attacks you through click fraud. Why is that? Because click fraud software, fundamentally, if you don't already know, most people already know by now, is predicated on identifying people that are clicking on your ad and then basically not letting them click again. Well, if somebody has a bunch of unique IP addresses, unique IDs to click on your ads with, it does absolutely nothing for you to fix click fraud and having click fraud drain your ad budget, and therefore you're not going to get any legitimate leads to your ads because they're going to stop showing up. Click fraud, by the way, has gotten really, really, really bad in the last couple of years. It's to the point now, particularly with Google ads, less so on the Facebook side, that if you don't know anything about click fraud and battling it, you're not going to make any money with ads. I don't care how good of an advertiser you are. And the bigger the niche you're in terms of money to be made, you're getting into making tens of millions a year. Click fraud is a major issue because there's so much money at stake. The resources that can be thrown at it, and the reward, of course, the pot of gold at the end of it is a lot greater. Therefore, more people are going to be thinking to do it in the first place. And they can hire top consultants that can potentially tell them and show them how to do it on top of it. And, of course, a customer might be expensive to get, so they can throw a lot more at click fraud, make it's easier to compete as well. For the most part, I think, though, by the way, the click fraud people that are doing it, they're already making a lot of money. Otherwise, they wouldn't be sophisticated enough to do effective click fraud. They just want to make more. We got a lot of people that are in markets where they're generating leads, and a guy will come in to a market that's a lead seller, and they'll click fraud all of the companies in that niche as the very first thing, so that less competition, meaning less lead cost for them. And then when they go to sell the leads, there's more demand for the leads. So it's like a 2-for-1. People that sell leads, they'll just go into a market, do that, they're making money. Okay, let's do it here. And then they start getting into hundreds of different niche markets. And so click fraud's becoming a bigger and bigger issue, mainly because of that, but also not just because of that. In big money niches, click fraud is a major problem because of the money at stake, and because it's not cheap also to do click fraud on Facebook or anywhere for that matter, given if you just click an ad a bunch of times in the software, it's not going to work because click fraud software will weed that kind of attack out coming from the same user from the same IP address, okay? The people, like I was mentioning to you a minute ago, that will sell leads and therefore the really clever marketers, and they can figure this out. It's not that complicated if you're just a halfway savvy person, if you will, to develop a software that can click your competitor's ad that will get around the click fraud software and effectively drain their budget and discourage. As a person who does click fraud, more than anything, it's meant to discourage. It's not meant to drain the budget because they can't click fraud you forever for cheaply. But what they do know is they can give you a rash of click fraud, and what their goal is for you to get discouraged and say, I don't know if Facebook ads really even work anymore. And then they go, if that happens to you, maybe you go on to Google or Reddit or whatever, and you say, does Facebook ads really work anymore? And then somebody say, no, they used to work. And then you're just stop advertising on Facebook. You say, I got ads running on Google now, or still have ads running on Google. They're still profitable. Facebook must just have changed. And then, boom, they got rid of you. And now their leads are cheaper by, a margin of 50% or whatever, and they won. So their goal, it's like a psychological game they're playing, or a psyop, if you will. Throwing all kinds of bad traffic at you right away, even though that might be expensive to do long-term, short-term, they throw it all at you, hoping that within 90 days or less, you'll just quit. And most of the time, they will, because most people aren't going to have their ads running unprofitably for more than 90 days. Really, they just got to throw enough resources at it for 90 days and you're gone. And then they do it to the rest of the competitors and they're gone. Okay? So, but to get around the click fraud software like ClickCease, like ClickGuard, like other click fraud software that all work off of IP address-based blocking that identify an IP address of a user and then sends that to Facebook to block that IP. If you're going to get around that, you got to have a bunch of IP addresses and a bunch of fake users to click through the ads, okay, and fake accounts ultimately, and a fake Facebook account, a phone verified account, because you got to have a phone number to verify your account on the black or open black market, whatever you want to say, costs around $5 because you got to have a valid SMS number to verify the account. And so it might cost you $5 on the open market, the black market, if you will. Not really black market because they're not illegal. Gray market, $5 to buy a Facebook account. That Facebook account will allow you to click a competitor's ad once. To drain someone's budget when they're getting 100 clicks a day or 200 clicks a day, what you really need is like 10,000 of these accounts on deck to cycle through to feed the software bot that you have that click through the ads to actually get around the click fraud software and to be effective. 10,000 accounts at $5 a account. Now you got a $50,000 investment to do click fraud right against a competitor that will make the click fraud software totally useless, and to get rid of that person given, but it's still realistic because they just got to do that to you probably for 90 days and then you'll just give up. And it's a little bit more difficult to do click fraud, of course, to somebody on Facebook versus like a Google, because on Google you know right where that person's ad is every time. Not only do you have to have these Facebook accounts that you buy and that the software uses a different account to click on your ad each time, but also they got to be able to find your ad. Well, that's not that hard to do ultimately, because if you're running any kind of remarketing ads for yourself, once they click on your ad, the bot can find your ad ultimately. So naturally, each account would have to find the ad. With remarketing, it wouldn't necessarily show up for the new account, but there's ways to use the one account to click on it and then, find the ad URL and then, do some stuff there that they can ultimately find your ads easier. Okay. So, and then with that, one of the ways to get rid of click fraud right off the top, if you can do it, is just to get rid of any remarketing so people can't find your ad very easily. Okay. To do a click fraud where they get your ad to propagate over and over and over again. And naturally, by the way, that, just to be clear about this, realistically all they would need to do is, because you have remarketing going, that bot needs to go to your website, and then once it goes to your website, then goes to Facebook, that ad will propagate, to be clear. So it's not that hard at all if you're doing remarketing for the bot to find you to click on your ad. And then now all it needs is a different account to do it to again and again and again. First thing you can do to get rid of these fake leads on Facebook, if it's coming from click fraud, is to get rid of any remarketing ads or any remarketing audiences that you're targeting with your ads. Okay? That would be the thing. Now, beyond that, there's enough money at stake. You're in a niche with somebody that enough money at stake and they're sophisticated enough, they'll be able to still find your ad even if you're not doing remarketing. I talk about, or have mentioned on this channel before, how to copy your competitors' Facebook campaigns. The way that you do that is actually pretty simple. You go ahead and you get a clean computer. It's never had a Facebook account before and never browsed online before. And then if you sell baseball bats, you start researching baseball bats online on Google, because Google and Facebook trade data. And then you go to Facebook and you'll probably start getting ads for baseball bat. Websites about baseball bats will sell the information to another website and through another data broker. The information gets to Facebook that you are in market for a baseball bat. And then now the baseball bat ads will propagate for you on Facebook. If you can dream it, the software can do it. So a software can go ahead and do that. If you can do that manually for yourself, the bot could log into the Facebook account, start pretending like it is interested in baseball bats online, and then trigger the ad that way, if you will. So with that, if you're targeting your Facebook ads to people that are interested in baseball bats by itself, basically what you could do to remedy somebody that's sophisticated enough to do what I just mentioned, to find your ad and then, to do it with a throwaway account or bot account, if you will, click on your ad to steal $1 or $2 from you from that ad click, or $3 or $4 depending, or 50 cents depending what your ad click costs are. What you can do is you could switch to a different type of targeting that isn't user behavior based, that isn't looking to see if you've been looking at baseball bats. And one way you do that is you do list based targeting. I've talked about this many times on this channel before as well, such as if you want to going with that same example, baseball bats, okay? If you want to sell baseball bats to somebody, well, what's the best candidate if you couldn't target people that were already looking at baseball bats online? And assuming people don't buy usually more than one baseball bat, like once they buy one, they're kind of done by buying them, which is the case with baseball bats. If they were able to buy more than one baseball bat, then what you would want to do in that case to get around the bot clicks and therefore the fake leads from the bot clicks, the click fraud clicks, would be to get a customer list of other people who have recently or in the past have bought a baseball bat before, i.e. a customer list. You can go to sites like Nextmark mailing list. They have a search engine of different customer lists that you can buy or tap into, where it's so much per name or so per email address. And so you could literally go and buy a list of 10,000 baseball bat customers, get the email list, and then upload that to Facebook and use that as your targeting to try to sell them another your baseball bat, if you will. Well, going on that same premise or same way of targeting, email-based targeting, which Facebook also has cell phone number-based targeting if you want to go there, then you can go, and if you can't do that, or you're dealing with something where people don't buy more than once, then what do? In that case, okay, somebody who buys a baseball bat. Well, what else do they usually buy that's synonymous with buying a baseball bat? Well, if they're going to buy a baseball bat, they're probably going to buy, let's say, a new glove. It's not indicative. If they buy a glove, it's not indicative that they have to buy a baseball bat, but they're correlated. 10% of the time they buy a glove, they buy a bat, which, is probably about what it is. So in that case, what do then? You go ahead and you buy a customer list of everybody who's bought a baseball glove in the last 30 days. Because not every time they buy a glove do they buy a bat at the same exact time. They're bought synonymously together. Because usually, here's kind of the way that it works in most niches or markets. When buyers go into buying mode, if you're going to buy baseball products, you're probably going to go buy within a short period of time, 30 days or so, buy 4 or 5 products: a bat, a glove, maybe some cleats, whatever. And then once you're done buying, you're done. You're not going to buy any more stuff probably for a few years. You get into a heat as a buyer and you start buying a bunch of shit. Your goal would be to get, as soon as you see a sign that a person now is in heat, and they're in buying mode for stuff in your niche market, you start advertising to them right away. So in that case, I'm going to get the customer list of every person in the last 30 days who's bought a cleats or a glove or batter's tape or whatever, and then I'm going to start marketing to them heavily on Facebook for the next 30 days. And you can get those customer lists through the Nextmark, or there's other data brokers out there that have that. You could get lists like that, or people have bought and stuff on using data marketplace like LiveRamp, because they can tap into credit card purchasing data through Visa, through MasterCard there, and you could target that way. And so going back to what I was saying before about click fraud and how they do things, they can have a bot mimic certain user behavior online to trigger your ads. Well, if you're targeting based upon an email list, there's no way to mimic that unless they were to go buy a baseball bat. There's no way that bot could trigger your ad to even click on it unless it bought a ball glove or baseball cleats first. So that's one way to make it so it'd be impossible, essentially speaking, to click fraud you, assuming you weren't also doing remarketing. And then to go along with that, you could do parallel market targeting. So assuming that you're in your market, it doesn't, there's not really, they don't usually go on a rash of buying things in that market or whatever. Let's say you sell a certain bolt that, there's no purchase that normally correlates and is synonymous with buying that bolt that you could think of, where they buy this, they're pretty likely to also buy my product. In that particular case, what you can do, you could find people, if they have a certain interest, they're also going to buy your product. To give you an example of this, life insurance policies. There's a huge market called life insurance settlements, where life insurance have a cash value on it if you're paying into it, and you have a certain type of life insurance where there's companies out there that'll come to you and buy your life insurance policy from you. They won't pay you what it's worth, but they'll maybe pay you half of what it's worth if you're willing to sell it to get the money out of it before you're usually eligible to cash it in. And what they do is they make a statistical probability or estimate of you living long enough to get the life insurance policy. Then they're taking a chance they're going to be able to collect on that life insurance policy later on. You get what you want, which is the money out of it right away. Not nearly as much as what it's worth, but some. And they're making a gamble to make sure that they're going to be able to get the money out of the life insurance policy when you're eligible to actually cash it out. And then everybody wins. And there's certain life insurance settlement companies that specialize in people who are getting ready to die soon, kind of like the opposite of that, called bionicals. So let's say you have cancer and you're going to die like in a year, you have a life insurance policy, you want your money now because ultimately after you're dead, it's not going to do any good except for your family, and you need that money to pay for your cancer treatment so you don't die, okay? And it's your only source of way of paying for that cancer treatment. Well, in that particular case, you sell your life insurance policy to a company that knows you're going to die, knows the payout on that life insurance policy will come when you die, ultimately, and they'll give you the money thinking you're still going to die, right? Because that's the way they're going to get the money out of the policy. So anyway, in that particular market, the number one customer that they want to buy a policy from is somebody with stage 3 or 4 cancer, because they're very statistically likely to die, regardless of them getting money for cancer treatment or not. And so in that case, what do? We target people who are in cancer support groups that have, stage 3 cancer support groups and on Facebook. And so in that particular case, if we had somebody trying to click fraud us, and all we were doing is targeting people that were interested in life insurance settlement companies to buy my life insurance policy, they would be able to find our ad to click on it. Though they wouldn't understand that we had an outside-the-box targeting strategy, targeting people that are in cancer treatment groups that weren't necessarily researching a life insurance settlement company yet. We got them before they realized that they were going to look into selling their life insurance policy. Follow me? So what behaviors does a person have that buys from your market that normally correlates with people who buy from your market often before they even know that they need to buy your product or service to begin with. Some people who are stage 3 cancer already are looking for a biatical. That's true. There's a lot of people that are obviously have cancer who don't know about that product, and you could target them knowing that if you got a product in front of them, they'd be highly likely to buy that product. And then, so with the targeting like that, the click fraud software that they have to custom build to click on your ad, ultimately get your ad to trigger, can't work. Click fraud software, by the way, the software itself that auto-clicks the ads, it's not that hard to build that. And there's software out there that you don't even have to be a sophisticated computer programmer at all. It can go to different websites and click on certain things and do all that with no actual computer programming. I won't get into all the specifics on that, but just know that if you're getting the fake leads from Facebook, it's probably going to be from click fraud, especially or when you have quite a few forms on your form and or a CAPTCHA, how the click fraud actually happens to actually defend against it. Most people don't understand how the click fraud works, therefore they have no defense against it. On the bots, by the way, if you're getting fake leads from that, the reason why that works, just so that you understand what I'm telling you here, why adding form fields gets rid of the bot form fills, or form fills from the bots, is because a form fill bot usually understands how to look for certain fields, like common fields being first name, last name. When you have a field on there that's like, how big is your biceps, nobody anticipates your form ever saying or asking for that type of information. So the bot that fills in the form doesn't know what to put there or recognize that there is a field there. Now, obviously, certain bots can just try to recognize any field and then put anything in there. But if you did that and then the field had a certain requirement, like the bicep must be in feet and inches, well, the bot doesn't understand what to put in your field exactly. You get what I'm saying there? So adding a field will weed out what the bot doesn't understand, because the information you're asking for is non-conventional to how the bot normally knows how to fill out fields, or you just add a CAPTCHA to your form, and then the bots can't fill out the form because of that. But anyway, fake leads from Facebook ads, that answers your question precisely. What it comes from, how to address it. If you have any questions, leave me a comment below. I get back to every single person who leaves me a question or comment on this channel within 24 hours, typically speaking. If you have any ad-related questions, you can always ask me in the comment section. I'm more than happy to get back to my viewers, just as a thank you for watching the channel and helping us grow. If you are trying to find out how to make lots of money, if not millions of dollars, with running ads for your business, this is the channel you want to pay attention to and subscribe to, as I do ad strategy 40 hours a week to give you the content on this channel. Most other channels, if not all the other channels on YouTube, practically speaking, are people just talking about ads. They're not doing ad strategy all day long to give you what really works online. It's all just speculation. They're selling courses, they're living off Google AdSense money. They don't really run ads like I do. I run an agency and I manage dozens of ad accounts to tell you what works. Therefore, if you're going to want to know how to make money with ads, this is what you want to subscribe to, and you want to do it right now. I also got a blog at guaranteedppc.com/blog, where you can also find my written work, where I give step-by-step information on how to build campaigns that make money with real examples and so forth. If you like the channel, you're going to love my blog. You should check that out as well. I also run it. I run, like I said just a second ago, an ad agency here, where I just do all the work for you to get the results on your ad campaigns. If you're looking for somebody who actually knows how to get results and is willing to put their money where their mouth is, that is, not take any fees unless you make more money. This is exactly what I do for clients at my firm. Unless you make more profit from your ads than you had before, in excess of the fees that we charge, we do not take any fee at all. The only catch is you got to have something I know I can get great results with. But if you want to see if we can work together here, get an estimate of how much you really could make with myself running your ads with 15 plus years of experience doing it, reach out to me at guaranteedppc.com. I'd be more than happy to give you an assessment as to how much I could make in addition to what you're already making with your ads, with some different directions we could go with that if there's a possibility of, really pushing things forward with your account that way. But there's that. And then Also, if you're not looking to work with an agency, I understand you want to manage your own ads. That said, if that's the case, if we've worked in your niche market already, and we've worked in over 100 niche markets already, you should just simply take the templates we've developed for your market in a different geographic area, different city, different country, whatever. Why? Because most of the time we have probably spent 6 or 7 figures running ads in your space to figure out the exact ads, landing pages, all of it that work. And instead of figuring out all that for yourself, you can just buy all of it for a 4-figure fee from us, copy and paste everything we did for your market into your own ad account, and make all the money we're making after years of optimizing ads in your space, and just get it like that. There's no reason why to figure it out all for yourself if we've already done it for you. And we can tell you the results you would get with it up front before you ever bought the templates. So if you're interested in that, you can also reach out to me at guaranteedppc.com. We got people using these templates to start other businesses. If you want to, basically a turnkey, guaranteed way to make a business profitable that you want to start online, starting from a winning ad template that we developed for a market that you're going to use in a different geographic area, that's as close to a guarantee of a business working as it gets. And we got people in that are in a different country than our current client that wants to sell printer toner, use our printer toner campaign template, and it right away starts working there. Or we'll have somebody that wants to have a passive income business or selling leads to plumbers. They use our plumbing campaign template that we've developed over years for other plumbers. Started up in their local market, sell leads to local plumbers there, and have something that turnkey right away works, which are great business opportunities if you just wanted to start something up that's new. Anyway, we also have that available. You can reach out to me at my site. But with that said, I'll wrap it up with that. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you in my next video where we have another great strategy for you then. See you later.